Right, everyone, I'm going to tell you the story of how one samurai died. It's a Friday afternoon. I've got a beer before 5 o'clock in the evening. And you can probably hear something panting like mad at the background. So, this is the lovely Pixie, and she is hot. She's just been out for a walk, so please ignore this creature as we go through the story of how one samurai died. But I've done this video in support of how to be a modern samurai. If you're interested in samurai, get yourself a copy of How to Be a Modern Samurai. Please ignore that, but she won't leave my side. She loves me dearly, like all women do, of course. Right, okay, let's get on with it. First of all, I've been talking to someone called Sam Beach, and he's got friends with, now excuse me if I'm getting this wrong, Arthur Goetz, I think. And those two, I think, live in Japan. They're friends with Matthew Okuhara, and they love guns. They're like, yeah! Obviously, one of them's military. Maybe both are, I'm not quite sure. But they have sent me this information to tell you a story about a famous gun, or a gun that should be famous, which probably killed a samurai. Now, because they love guns, we're actually going to talk about one specific gun, and this gun in general. And the pair believe they found the gun that actually killed Neomasa. Okay? The famous guy, the famous samurai, which I'm sure many of you know. But they think this gun actually did the killing business. So we're talking about Sekigahara. We're at Sekigahara. It's all the mists are there, if you like, the clearing. There's it's the large field that it is, the large area that it is, and basically the troops are aligning themselves. All the most famous samurai are there, and they're getting ready to go to war. We all know Tokugawa Ieyasu wins in the end, but there's this little small tiny battle inside of it, and let's discuss that. You'll have to excuse me because I'm reading the notes. This is not my story. I haven't internalized this information. The guys have given this information, so I've got to go back and get some of the names. And as you guys know, I'm useless with foreign languages, so let's try. But we've got Neomasa, yep. And basically, he is chasing away Shimadzu Yoshihiro. From the battle itself, he's chasing. So we've got to imagine they're chasing them down. They're chasing down this enemy samurai. But there's a samurai in question. Now let me get his name right. It's Gento Kashiwagi. Gento Kashiwagi. Now he is taking aim. We've got to imagine that this gun that we're talking about, he's actually taking aim at Neomasa, yeah? He's ready to shoot him. And we're actually at the Battle of Sekigahara. Now he's taking aim at this very famous samurai, Neomasa. And basically, he shoots. Now, they don't know where it actually hits, the bullet hits, but we do know that there's one of three places, either chest, the knee, or the elbow. Now, he doesn't die straight away. This inflicts a wound that kills him a couple of years later, or a few years later. But we think this is the wound that kills him, and only that, this is the gun that did it. Now, you've got to remember that Neomasa is actually one of Tokugawa's main guys, one of his heavenly generals, if you like. And he has a bit of a scuffle, with Fukushima Masanori about who's going to be Ichiban Yari, and it's all a little bit who's going to be the best samurai on the day and all that. So we've got some of the most top-class samurai of all time on at this moment, and this one guy takes this shot, boom, and it's someplace it hits him. And we know he has to try and recuperate from this bullet shot wound, from this wound. Now, Gento, of course, is on the other side. He's on the other side, and he's hiding in a bush somewhere, and he sees the very famous warrior, and he's boom, pop to you. Have that, my old dog. And he hits him with it. So let's see what happens next in the story. Now, the type of gun is actually meant to be an early form of gun, of course, because we know we're talking Sengoku period here. The gun's not been around in Japan for that long. 20 years, 25 years, they've been really popular and they're starting to move. But it's not quite the same as the later productions, according to Sam and his oppo there. So we're going to maybe have a quick look at the gun. Now, from the notes they've given me, it's basically called a Satsuma Zutsu. A Satsuma type of gun, and it is basically, it has a caliber of 6 Monmei to 10 monmei. Now, monmei is a weight in grams. From memory, 3 grams, so 3.75 grams from pure memory. They've not put it here, but basically that means you're looking at times 6 times 10 of that for the bullet, and that's what he's shooting as a caliber. So let's look at some of the statements that were given. Excuse me if I'm to read to the side. There were 50 or 60 men around Lord Yoshihiro in tight formation and surrounded by the E forces. Ieyasu appeared wearing a splendid suit of armour and brought his horse close to where Yoshihiro was shouting, angry at his men, "What are you doing? Hurry up, shoot," you know, etc., etc. It was then that Gendo took aim and shot Ieyasu in the chest or leg or wherever with his matchlock, causing him to fall off his horse. The enemy was shocked that the general, you know, the enemy were just shocked. They were like, "What the hell?" You know, boom. You know what I mean? That's an amazing shot. That's excellent. And they cut their way through and headed towards the edge of the battlefield. So basically what you've got to remember here is 2 groups are skirmishing inside of a larger battlefield, and as one are retreating, one of the men who's in hiding shoots the leader who's attacking them, and he goes down, or at least he's, you know, wounded from that. Now, he's a very high-ranking samurai, and we just don't know how much that contributed to his death, but most likely he did. And it says he died in 1602, 2 years after the battle. Now, the gun itself, as we said, is basically a late Sengoku period gun, because it was being used in the late Sengoku period. And it's been passed down within the Gendo Kento family for a long time. And now it is in the Shoko Shuseikan Museum, and it's actually on exhibit. And the gun is meant to have belonged to Kashiwagi, which is the name, family, and been passed down through them. So hopefully one day I'll go and see this gun, which would be excellent. And it is claimed that that is the gun that killed him. So there you go, guys. So I'm starting to work with Matthew Okuhara, Sam, or Arthur, and all these guys who are really, really well up on their guns. And they want, through me, to bring you the history of the gun and to change the way we view the samurai and their connection to guns. So please, please, please do get involved with this playlist. I've got a playlist about guns, and of course Sam, Arthur and Matthew will be doing videos on my channel as well, and hopefully we'll try and get Sam and Matthew on actually speaking, like Sam and Arthur on speaking, because we've had Matthew on quite a few times and I love him coming on. So what do you think, guys? In the comments below, let me know what you think about the use of guns in battle, the samurai, how they related to guns. Let's see how much people actually know about guns and samurai battle. So one day, if you can, get yourself over to Japan and have a look at this gun. If not, one day, hopefully I'll go to the actual museum and get you a video sorted.